Alright. Okay, the very block of wood that gave us so much trouble pulling out the last time, we're going to go and put in now. It comes in up to here. There's a bolt that I'm going to run in the tube right here, and that's where that block of wood's going to stop. We actually double block it. We put one here, and then we drive one up to there, and we just kind of let that block float around in there a little bit. And then there's a marine bearing that goes on the end here. So we're going to go ahead and jam this block of wood up in there. I got to tighten that bolt up, and we're going to jam the block of wood in there. So John's going to tap these holes out on this housing. It's 1/2 inch, this squirrely Q right here. 1/2 inch coarse thread. So you could just get a socket that fits that and then just hit them all. So alright, so this block of wood we're going to slide right onto here. Then we're going to go ahead and jam it up into there. Okay, we've been double blocking these for a while now. We're only going to run this block halfway up through. It'll just kind of float right here. Okay, this is what's called a marine bearing, and the idea of this is as the pump is running, it's going to push material up through these slots and keep the shaft on the fan here lubricated. It's going to set. Man, that's pretty tight. Yeah, there we go. We got that on there. The whole idea of that is the material is going to, the manure is going to stay in these slots, and it's going to keep this fan shaft cool. Now, this old one, the collar came right off of it. That's what it wore down to there, and I don't know where my old marine bearing went here. Oh, it's here somewhere. Here it is in the scrap metal section here, and that's all that was left to the old marine bearing. Once the marine bearing goes, it lets the fan waller, and it actually wears the fan out, and it wears the housing out as well. John, he's just retapping the holes. That's going to bolt up onto this plate here. So we're going to get that going here in a minute. This is the old housing. This one's actually not that bad. We could probably use it again. Usually they split right here, and it wears the hell out of it. Got a groove wearing in there, but we can't get the fan housing off once the fan goes on, because we weld the fan to the shaft. So when you wear out a housing, in order to change the housing, you got to change the fan, and it's just better to do it all at once, all at the same time. We probably replaced this fan and housing a little prematurely. I've seen these shafts on these pumps get down to about that big around and or break. This is where our double blocks were. So by double blocking it, it does help stabilize that shaft a little bit. Not much, but a little. So we're going to go ahead and bolt the housing on, and then put the fan and everything on. easy on them now. I'm gonna go out and get the bolts for the marine bearing. Push that right up on there. Now don't take it in too far. Now, this is the very thing we run into every once in a blue moon. We are completely centered with this shaft. The fan can't go any closer. It can't go in any farther. Yet we're hitting right there. Now, I'm going to have to trim the edge of this fan blade off all the way around. Now what that's going to do is it's going to knock this fan out of balance, because they're supposed to balance these damn fans when they build them. I don't know how the hell they're building them. They need to build the shaft that they balance these on in the frickin' housing that they make, to make sure these damn things don't hit. And if when they build a housing, have a fan set up and spin a fan in the damn thing. Because I've run into this more than once here. I didn't think this one was going to end up that way, but it did. So we're going to have to cut each one of these fan blades off in order for it to get by the back of this fan housing here. Completely frickin' ridiculous. See, this is what we're into here. Bang. Bang. It's just going to keep banging against it. Well, I take that back. It's just one fan blade. One. Not all of them. One.
Well, two.
Two?
Two on the same side.
So this one. We got to cut this one here. And which one? The next one?
That one there, yeah.
And that one. So what the hell good is that going to do? It's going to be cutting two of them on one side. If I cut two, I got to cut all four. You can't just cut. You're going to cut two, you got to cut this one and this one.
Yeah.
So, when we can't take that off. There's not much there. Bang. And then the centrifugal force of this would cause that to hit harder. So we're going to go ahead and have to cut. I mean, that one doesn't hit, but it's a good fucking shit, I tell you. You know what? You know what we're going to do first? We're going to pull that fan off and try another one. Okay, we have another fan. We're going to actually pull this guy off. And we're going to pull this off and try another one. Okay, so we have a second fan here. We actually have a third one as well. Let me bevel that edge. I'll have to get another battery for this. Actually, I'm taking one for the impact. I got the grinder on the side of the forklift. Okay, we have another fan here that we're going to try. We've actually got a third one as well. Now, when they build these, they weld them up on their bench or whatever, and then they spin them and they balance them. There's a balancing weight welded on this one right here. I assume that they do not put these in a housing and spin them in the housing. If they spun them in a housing, they'd see that these blades might stick out more on one side than the other. You can kind of see that just a little bit here. So, we've had problems with this before, and when you cut the blade off, it does not balance out. Now, this shaft is centered completely in this marine bearing. This marine bearing is in the center of this tube. There's nothing that's out of whack here. The last one hit.
Oh, is that what it was doing?
That one hit. So we pulled it off in there. Now we're going to put this one on there. Amazing. This one doesn't hit, John.
That's good.
Sarge, this one doesn't hit. The other one freaking hit. This guy spins. We'll mark them. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can spin freely. 2, 3, 4. No problem. All kinds of room. So now we can weld this. We'll take and burn this paint off of this one, and burn this paint off, and I'll weld it on there, and then we'll cut it off, and then we put the bottom on. So. Well, you can see the balancing weight is on this one. So, but I can tell you right now, they don't balance them inside a fan housing. You think they build them to spin them? Spin them inside a housing. Have a housing set up right, bolted to the frickin' wall, and run over. Have frickin' Wally, the frickin' engineer up there, run over, set the fan on there, spin it 3 times, maybe get your quality control person over there to sign off on it.
Yeah, right.
Simple as that. That's all you got to do. But then we end up with it, if we only had one here, we'd end up putting it on there and say, oh well, cut the damn fan blade off to get it to work, and then 3 months later, we're rebuilding it again. Yeah. And then the noon salesman's stopping in, and he's saying, why do you have that freaking green still? Get one of mine. And I'm going to say, oh no, that's not that bad. We just rebuild them and go. I mean, this is freaking ridiculous. Oh well. Okay, this is the inventory of parts that we have for this manure equipment. Here's a swing door assembly that bolts on the front of a Jamesway spreader. We've got a housing for a truck here, bottom for a H5 pit pump like we're doing, housing for a Husky truck tank or a trailer mounted tank. Got some parts for a Jamesway here. Here's another bottom like we just put on, the housing and the bottom itself. And we've got another complete fan, bottom, and housing here. And then that's just some miscellaneous hoses and gate valves and cylinders and whatnot like that, spread plates for the trailers. But and some parts for this is just parts for the crawler. More parts for, well, there's a swing door, the fan housing door for the Jamesway tanker there. An agitation gun here. Fan and housing swing door for the fan swing door for a Husky truck mount tank. Some more marine bearings and wooden blocks for the Husky H5 like we're working on. And I think that's going to do it. Just some pipe fittings stuff, whatever there. And then we've got a fan housing. This belongs up in here. A fan housing and fan for a diller tank. Another spread plate there. Pile of quick hitches that we don't use. But yeah, this is all the frickin' manure equipment parts that we have for the equipment that we have, just to keep that stuff going. We probably wouldn't need as much of this stuff if it didn't wear out so fast. Okay, that's it. We've got new fan, new housing, new bottom tee. New, what did we put on this one? We just put the snorkel end on it. New gearbox, new gearbox housing, and that's about it on this. We better run the grease gun around that yoke one time, and we can take it up and put it in the drain. So alright, this is all ready to go. We're going to back it out and put it in the manure pit here. Here is the old fan that came out in the bottom housing. And this is one of the bottom T valves here. So we're going to go ahead and put it in the manure pit up there. Gotta make sure them hoses are out of the way.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, the frickin' pump is up in the air some. It's up in the air some. So.
Get that.
I'll jump up in there and
There we go. Down a little on my side.
Yummy. goes there, sends it to the lagoon.